going on, guys? My name is Chris Holacek, and this is another session of Holla Sessions. And today's topic is I'm getting baptized. Yeah, at the time of recording this, it's a day before, so I haven't gotten baptized yet. But by the time y'all see this, I will have already gone through that. And I want to tell y'all why and what led me to this. I've already been baptized when I was a little infant. Although, I don't remember any of that. So really what made me want to do this again is, this is a conscious choice. Back then it was my parents' choice, not mine. I want to show God that he's at my forefront. And I feel like this is the best way to show that to him and keep him at the forefront of my life for the remainder of my time on this planet. And I'm by no means a Bible thumper. I'm not going to force Jesus down anybody's throat, so chill if you're thinking that. I'm just telling you my experience and what brings me peace. But yeah, the past year, as I said in the previous video, I had a girl lead me to the church I'm at now. Since my mom died, I did all sorts of spiritual things. I started doing the New Age thing. Even started kind of diving into that a little bit beforehand, which there's still some stuff I implement nowadays, like the yoga meditation thing, which I feel like is, anything that is good for your body, I don't think is a sin. So I know there's some people here in the South that are like, yoga, that's the devil's dance. Nah, like Jesus meditated, and yoga, it gets your blood flowing throughout your body. And I think some people just need to get the stick out of their hind tail sometimes. Yeah, my experience with church, I told you a few years back, did a couple ayahuasca sessions, which, that's something you got to do if you're called for it. People here in America say it's a drug and stuff, which it isn't a mind-altering substance, but it's not like the drugs that people use to escape their problems. It's something, it brings your problems up to the forefront to where you have to face them. All the things you don't want to face are going to be brought up. And it is not a lighthearted thing. Like, you got to be called to that. You got to be ready to heal. It is not easy. Like, since I did that, I did it twice. Once in 2022, once in 2023, one in Costa Rica, one in Virginia. And it completely turned my world upside down. As I was saying before, I dated two different girls. Both of them were not emotionally available, but I went for them. I was I think I was in more of a scarcity mindset with dating. Like, I was like, oh, I'm getting older. I'm never gonna find love if I don't pounce now. And that mindset is gonna lead you to a lot of heartbreak. And I think the ayahuasca session, it attracted these girls into my life. I don't know how it does that. Like, maybe it's just the way you carry yourself or what. Maybe there's things that people can't explain physically. But anyways, I went for these girls because I thought they were the best options I had at the time. And even though they both had one common thing, they had one foot in, one foot out. And to anybody listening, you don't deserve somebody like that. You deserve somebody who's going to wholeheartedly love you, care about you, be there for you. I know many influencers say it's hard to date nowadays with the modern dating and stuff, but no, you'll find them out there if you look in the right places, and also if you're not looking too hard. Just a little something to keep an eye on. And like on my previous videos, it happens when you least expect it. Anyways, going through dating both those girls, different times, or actually they both met each other at one point. That's the weird part. I won't go into details how, but it was when the first girl left me. It's like the second girl, it was like she passed the torch to the second girl. I can't go into details how, but that's just how the dating thing worked. And yeah, after that second girl broke my heart in the church that she led me to, I really decided that time, like, enough's enough. Like, I'm not gonna sacrifice myself. I'm not gonna walk on eggshells to state what I want, you know. If they want the same thing as me, awesome. If not, I just saved a lot of wasted time. And that's probably one of the most painful things besides heartbreak is the time you wasted. So I've spent the past, 5, almost 6 months healing. I have gone on dates, but at the same time, I'm been really focusing on healing. I don't want to get it wrong next time. You know, I'm 35 years old. It's time to be more intentional dating. Anyways, how does that lead to baptism? Well, I separated from the church after that heartbreak, but then, yeah, New Year's came around and I had that job that didn't fall through unexpectedly in Memphis. And the past 2 months I've been just sitting at home praying. And I sobered up. I was drinking a lot and smoking weed to try to help with the pain. And I stopped doing that cold turkey. I always do that the first quarter of the year, or at least the first month out of the year. It gives me a good head start for the year coming up, to have a clear, sober mind. And going through the financial hardship and that stress of not knowing like when we're gonna get that project, when am I gonna get my break? Like I was still able to do office work, but it was a significant pay cut compared to if I was doing one of these big projects. And I had no choice but to go to God. I had nowhere else to lean. I kept the faith, and slowly he started giving little breadcrumbs of gifts. You know, not enough to fix any problems, but enough to keep me level. Like he provides just enough at the right time. He's not gonna let you sink under if you trust him. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I started going back to that church at the beginning of the year. There's a couple I'm friends with that invited me back, told me that girl that left me, she left the church ironically about 2 weeks after I ran into her with her new boyfriend. So I felt it was safe to go back. And I did. And I felt like I have a stronger connection with the people at church now. I felt like I had that community that I never really fully had here in Nashville. I feel like a lot of friends have come and go, but I've never had that true community. I feel like I finally do. And now things are slowly starting to open up again. I'm heading to Brazil in a couple days. We got word the project's gonna start in March. So things are starting to look up, but you know, I made a promise to God. He got me through this. I will dedicate the rest of my life to him and whatever he wanted me to do. So I actually got a calling from him last week to get baptized, but I had a buddy at church who had a flat tire leaving. He was on the way to drop his kids off to the mom's house. And I ended up having to leave early. Me and another friend ended up helping him like fix that tire, get it patched up. It's a rough part of town, so it's a little stressful, but God was protecting the whole time, and I felt like that was the need to do it at the time. Like there was somebody else getting baptized last week, and the pastor offered if anybody else wanted to be. And again, I was going to say yes, but I felt like helping out a friend was the right thing to do at the time. So I put it on hold, and then I actually talked to the pastor this week about it. Like he was encouraging me to if it felt right. And I'm like, yeah. Like he just called me out of the blue randomly. I felt like that was a sign I need to get it done. So yeah, tomorrow on Sunday, I'll be getting baptized again. But this time it's my choice, and I know deep down my soul, my heart, it's the right thing to do. And again, I'm not saying this is something everybody should do if they're not led to it. Only if you hear God calling your name, that's when you go. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this very personal story of mine. Hope it helps out somebody that's in need. You know, if you did find value in this video, please do like and subscribe. Helps me get the channel out there to more and more people. But anyways, guys, this is another session of Holla Sessions, and Holla is hollering out.